Hi everyone, welcome back to GFX Garage, and in today's video we are going to learn layer styles. So it's a completely different topic, and before any further delay, subscribe to my channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you could be updated, and like and comment for any questions or anything you want to ask me. So guys, in this video you are going to learn how you can create a logo and how you can play out with layer styles. So I've opened my photoshopcc and you can see the tools at the left hand side right here. So the first thing I'll do is select my move tool and create a new layer. So uh, let's go. So here you can see we have layer styles on the bottom section, which is known as FX, and you can see that very properly. So these are the layer styles we have, and there is one more way. You can go on a window, you can go down and you can see our layer style. And I forgot to do so one thing that is very important when you start up your Photoshop is you can reset your essentials, because if you really want, like if you don't have color and swatches, just reset your essentials and it would come back. So there are two ways. One, you can go on window workspace and reset your essentials. If you don't know, go to my go to my previous video and you can see that in my previous videos. So I forgot we have our layer styles in layer section, and we have layer and then layer styles, and then we have all the styles right here. Whoa, we have it, we found it. Okay, so the thing is I've made my layer section bigger, right? This. Okay, so now the thing I'll do is again white out my screen and I'll choose the text tool, because the first thing is most important to add your text out. So you can add any text you really want to, just have a font size, what font size you really want to have. I'll be increasing a font size a little bit larger so that my text would appear, and then I'll play with them. Okay, so the second thing is I have choose my font as absolute. You can also I have not bought it, I've downloaded it from defont.com. I'll give you this link in the description below, and you can see that it's very nice font. I'm using this over there. So let's get started. So the first thing I'll do is, okay, so I've not selected the black color because white does not appear on white, and hit OK, and let's enter R1. So you can add any text you really want to. I'm adding inspiration because I want to add a text like inspiration. Okay, so let's do Control D to transform, or you can have manage your size of the image you really want to, because it's not appearing, it's not being approved, it's not doing anything. So I'll deselect it again, and we have inspiration once again with us. So what I figured it out that I would create a font size a little bigger, and then do Control D and try, but it does not work at all. So I'll deselect it. So now we have text tool, and I'll have selected my tool, and you can increase the font size. This is what I am going to do, and hit OK. So here we have. So the next thing is I'll be selecting out the move tool and move it wherever I really want to. I'll move it in the center, and so that it could look good. So now the thing is I'll go to the FX, or you can go on layer and layer style, but I think that FX is much easier. You just have to see at the bottom section of it, you have FX right there, which is known as the layer styles. So the first thing I'll do, you can see bevel and emboss. The first thing I'll do is stroke, hit OK, and here you can make any stroke you really want to. So I've choose a very brilliant color right here. We have a purple pinkish color, I don't know what we say this color, and we have a stroke right here. So you can see this one, we have layer styles. Okay, So we have this. I don't know why my hand tool is not working. What happened to is it, look. So now I have selected my move tool and I'm dragging the inspiration text right over there so that it can make me easy, or it can make you also see my layer style panel. Okay, so I've opened it again. I'll drag it to the side first. Okay, so we've done it. Okay, so now you can also play with size, you can also play with position. So my position is outside. You make sure your position is outside, and you can increase the size as it depends on you. I'll be making my size a little lower because I do not want it, because I want a very decent logo for my page, for my channel, or for anything you really want to have. And my size is almost 6 pixels, and you can see outside. Inside is not available because my color is too large, and we have outside right here, and you can see the results too. Then is the blending mode and the opacity. The opacity depends on you, what opacity you really want to have, and you can see the changes as well. Okay, so now we have color, and you can choose any color you really want to, and you can also search out the fill type. So you can see the results right here. Okay, so the thing is, you can I will also add a stroke by hitting the plus sign, and you can see that we have it. And I'll be adding one more stroke, and you can also play out with the colors. I'll be choosing a very light and a very simple color. So first I thought, why not we should have a color of like a little bit orange color, but I think it does not matches the purple color. And now we have again the color, so I'll change the color out. So we have a little I don't know what color I have to choose. So I think blue is much better because it matches with pink or something like that. So it looks very nice. So what I'll do is I'll decrease the size, then increase, and about 6 pixels again, and then 10, I don't know. So you can approximately have 10 pixels for that if you really want to have the same thing I have done. Then I'll add one more stroke. You can add as much stroke as you can just by hitting the plus sign. And the color I'll choose for this, it is yellow, because yellow matches blue very well. So you can manage your size as you can, as you really want to have. Okay, and now here comes the blending modes and the outside. The position is outside as I've told you before in the last two ones, and you can see that. I'll hit OK. You can see the result very well. I'll hit OK and zoom out by hitting Control plus, and you can see the results very well. I'll do Control plus, and you can see very well. Okay guys, so this looks very brilliant, and you can see each stroke is there, like first is purple, then is blue, and then is yellow. So there are three strokes that we made, and that they look very awesome and very good. Okay, so now let's copy out this layer. Let's go to the FX, and if you really want, you can also double tap FX right in the corner of the layer, right in the right corner of the layer, with where you can see the FX, and you can open out the FX you really want to have, and you can see all of them right here. And you can, okay, so I'm cancelling it out because I'm not comfortable with it. I'll click FX, and then I'll play with the layer styles. So the second thing I'll do is, again, I'll hit stroke, and So I think the color for like the size for this should decrease or increase, because a little decrease and increase. So now I'm here at bevel and emboss. You can see that. So I've choose inner bevel, emboss, outer bevel, below embossed, and stroke embossed. You can see the difference behind them, and you can see the results very clearly. So we have outer, inner, and embossed and stroke embossed. So I'm choosing the outer emboss, and you can see that very well, but I'm not comfortable with it. I don't like it at all. I like it, but I don't like it as much, so I'm choosing the inner bevel. So the technique, like you can, I've zoom out and you can see that, and you can see the result of emboss 2, and then you can see the result of below emboss, and then you can see the result of stroke emboss, and then you can see the result of inner bevel. So I don't know what you guys like, but it's your it's just up to you that what do you like the most. And then we have bevel and boss, and I don't know what's happening. Okay, so these are the results up till now, and I've told you before. And now you have technique, you have smooth, you have chisel hard, you have chisel soft. I have chose chisel soft because I like this one. It's up to you what you really want, and you can see the difference very clearly. And thank god my hand tool worked very properly. And now I'm playing out with the size. You can also play out and you can see the size. I think this one's perfect, or you can just play it. It's just up to you. And the depth is a little high. I'll decrease it, and I'll soften it a lot because I like softening it. And it's about angles. You can also play out with them. It's up to you what you have to add, what you have to subtract, or what you have to do. So I'm choosing 87, no 99. I think this one's not good, and I think 90 is much better at the same one. Then you have gloss contour. These are the contours you really want to have, or you just not want to have. It's not compulsory, but I'll choose one. You can see the difference very clearly what it does, and I think this one's perfect and this one's good. So this gloss contour suits my picture. And then you have the opacity, what opacity you really want to have. I think this opacity is much better, and you can also play out with the blending mode, the shadow mode. It's actually the shadow mode, and I think multiply is much better, and you can also make default or reset your default. Okay, so now is the shadow mode. I don't know what am I doing. Okay, so now you can see that we have a perfect inspiration look right there, and it looks very inspired. Okay, so now I'll go to the inner shadow. I'll see the blending mode, and this is the same blend mode that is in our layer section. When you have layer style, you may have this one too. Okay, so we have the inner shadow. You can also see the result, but it's not a very properly defined. The result is not very properly defined just because we do not have our like we don't have a color like that. Okay, so here I've choose a color. Now we have color overlay. So color overlay is something where you have to change out the color, and you can also set what color you really want to have, and it's just up to you what you really want. So I think this color is perfect. I don't need very dark color, and you can also set the opacity what you really want to have. And then is a gradient overlay. You can also add gradients in it, and so we have gradient, what type of gradient you want to add actually. So this is just up to you what type of gradient you really want to have. Okay, so you have different types of digital angles of this. It can be diamond, it can be linear. So we'll discuss it later on in the next upcoming up minutes. And we have a drop shadow. So drop shadow is something which is really exciting to use, which is really good to use, and you can set what distance you really want to have, how much spread you want to do, and how much size you want to increase, and you can also play with the blend modes. Okay, so we have multiply. You can set the opacity to 100 or to 0, and then you can increase slowly. And then we have the angles, what angle you really want to have. So angle depends on the light mode, what way of light you really want to have, from the right side, from the left side, from the downward side, from the upper side. So it just depends on the angle. And then we have okay, so now you can also move your shadow by using the move tool, and I'm using it. You can also see by the angles right here. So this is how we do it, and you can also play out with the angle and whatever you really want to have. Okay, look, this is a shadow. So I think it looks perfect, right? A little light here and it looks good. And let's have a distance a little low and then a little high and then a little low. It's just up to you what you really want to have. I think this one's perfect, or you can just play out with the size or with the spread, or you can also see the contour, and then you have noise and whatever you can say. But we'll discuss this one in the next video or the upcoming videos, because it's a completely different topic. So our topic was just today of layer style. So guys, you can also add one more drop shadow if you really want to have, by clicking the plus sign right there. You might see only one drop shadow right here. If you click the plus sign, it will give you as much as you really want to have. So we have inner glow. You can see the result. It gives your picture an inner glow, and I'm clicking it again and again and I can't see my picture. So here we have. What is happening? Okay, so you can see that very clearly when you zoom in, and it looks good. But I think inner glow is something which glows your picture, and I don't think it's more comfortable with it. If you really want to have, it's very good to use. It's a very nice thing you can use, and it's a very nice thing you want to edit. If you really want to have glow in your picture, you have to have an inner glow, you can have. And then we have patterns, pattern overlay. So pattern overlay is something where you can add a pattern to your image. As I'm not adding it very properly, it does not appear right now because my opacity and the scale, you just have to set out. And then you have the outer, then you have inner, and then you have outer. So you can see both the results right here. And the main thing of this video was the strokes, and was much more. We'll talk later about it. And then we have the opacity. You can set what opacity you really want to have. Right here you can see that very clearly. And then you have inner glow, you have outer glow. What glow you really want to have, you can have every glow. And you can hit OK, and you can see the result right here in front of you. And you can just drag out with the move tool. And I think we have other layers. I'll delete out this layer. I'm selecting it, what layer is it, and then I'll just delete out for you. And here we have. So I'll hit Ctrl T so that we can have our selection a little bigger. And this time this works. I'm so happy, because the previous time it didn't work at all. And then I'll use my move tool to have it in the center. So now you can go to the FX, and then you can see all the layer styles that we have used. So you can see that very clearly that what we have used. And then the thing I was just searching it out was the gradient. You can go into the adjustment layer and then you can see the gradient. So there are two gradients. One is the gradient and one is the gradient overlay, gradient map, and one is the gradient. So you can have a gradient, and I'm so sorry I made a new layer but I didn't uh, do that, so I'll cancel it out. I'll make a new layer, drag it down so that it can be our background, and then I'll go to my adjustment layer again and hit the gradient, not the gradient map, just the gradient. And here we have, so you can choose any gradient you really want to have. I'll choose a gradient which matches my picture, my photo, my text. And here you can see I'm looking for many of them. And you can also change the colors by selecting out the boxes. So I think this one's good, and I am still searching it out for me. So you guys comment down below which one was good. So guys, I think this one's perfect and this matches my picture very well, and I'll hit OK, and this looks very good. So guys, you can also play out with the angle and the style and look what is the difference between them. So the radial is about a clockwise, in a clockwise motion. You have a perfect background and you have a center. Then you have angle, which gives you a 90-degree angle in front of you, and then the other angles too. And then you have the reflected, you see the reflection from one like there, like a mirror. And then you can see a diamond with like the background is simple and makes a diamond in the center. And then you have linear, and you can see this. I think this one's perfect. So I want this color down here, the upper color down and the downer color up. So what I will just do is I will click on the reverse and you can see the results. So the upper color comes down and downer color comes up. So this one's very good. You can see the results. So this one's very perfect for you guys. You can either change or you can do whatever you really want to. Okay, so moving on, you can play out with the scale too. I don't really want to because I think this one's better, and you can also change out the angle you really want to have. So I think a straight angle or an angle right here. You can also click reverse for whatever you really want to have. So it depends on you what you guys really want to have. And then you can play out, and then you can see about 90-degree, and I think 93.07 is much okay. And I'll hit the reverse button or hit the reverse and hit OK. Okay, so it looks very well and it looks very good. And you can click to the adjustment layer and then you can hit curves and you can see that very well. And when you go down, and you have like it's up to you what curve one you really want to have, what adjustment you really want to go. So I'll repeat, go to the adjustment layer, click on curves, and you can make whatever you really want to have. And here we have our work done. So you can go on, if you really want to save this work, you can go on Windows, you can go down and you can see styles. So I'm looking for it. When you go down, I'm finding it out. Okay, so you have your style panel right here. Drag it to the side, and if you really want to have like if you really want to make, or you really want to change out the background, you obviously can change out the background. And here you have, these are all saved by Photoshop itself. Some of them I have created and some of them I have not, and you can create your own by, I'll tell you how. And you can see the results very well. So you can see the different types. I'll come back to mine, and here you can see very clearly. You can also make your own. I'll make a new layer, and then like 1 second. Okay, so you can make a new layer, you can name it whatever you really want to, and I'll name this as like GFX Garage 1.1, and you can see here you can make whatever you really want to, like you can see this and you can see that very well. So it has saved our work, that what we have done, it has saved our strokes. Okay, so we have it, and moving on we can hit OK, and we have this. Wow, we've done it and it looks very good, and it looks a very simple logo for your Instagram and whatever you really want to have. So I'll hit the Alt key and drag it so that it can have a duplicate copy. Alt to duplicate as I've written down, and you can erase and you can add a new text. So I'm writing GFX, and first I'll erase it and give it a caps lock, and we have GFX. It looks very good, guys, and you just have to hit Alt and click it, or you can do Control J to copy out a new layer, and you can set whatever you really want to. Look, it looks good. Okay, so we have this final look, guys. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram. It's gfxgarage. It's gfx.garage.official. Follow it out and support me, and I'll delete this layer, and we have inspiration right here. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and comment, and do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you could be updated for my new videos. Guys, thanks for watching and bye.